the US stock markets, and stocks there raised losses to end flat after reports of Greece planning to deliver a better, or rather a letter of commitment to its international lenders. EU finance ministers will hold a conference call later today over the €130 billion bailout package. And finally, on closing bell, the Dow just about gained 4 points. The Nasdaq as well ended flat in trade. Economic data showed a weaker than expected gain in the month of January retail sales, but it's a flat close all across. Let's also get you a picture of how Asian markets are panning out in trade today and whether or not they're picking up sentiment from the US market closed, but no, they seem to be in a tizzy of their own. In fact, very solid gains coming in for Asia this morning. Most markets holding up by about 0.2 for Shanghai, Hong Kong and Japan soaring up ahead with almost 1.5% to about 2% gains.
What about other risk indicators? The dollar index is at a fresh 1 week high. I'm looking at the dollar index, which is at about 79. Global volatility has stabilized but is still high. That is global volatility index for you, which CBOE VIX, which is at 19.5, and dollar index, the most important indicator of what money managers are betting on, is now at a 1 week high. So locally and globally things are choppy, and it appears that the risk on trade now seems to be getting challenged. Let me now bring on board Dodge O'Donnell, Chairman and Chief Investment Officer with Lander Infused, joins us live from New York. Dodge, morning. Thank you for joining us. Always a delight to have you back on ET Now. Dodge, in last couple of trading sessions, US markets have turned choppy and volatile. The dollar index is at a 1 week high and global volatility has shot up. Do you think the risk on trade is now getting challenged?
Good morning. It's a pleasure. And yes, it is getting challenged. Short term, there are some warning signs that the rally is growing increasingly vulnerable to a pullback. We've been looking for reasons to take a break. We certainly have had quite a move across the different markets, and the different size of companies are participating. So we are vulnerable to a pullback. Any kind of news, we thought that Greece would provide the reason for a pullback. The news out of Greece has become more favorable politically short term, and so therefore it hasn't given us a reason to pull back. But as time goes on, I think the market will take a break. It will pull back somewhat, but so far the rallies are pullbacks are being used to buy.
Dodge, how crucial is the 1st of March EU Finance Minister Summit?
It is very crucial from a political point of view, and the political side of what is going on is far more important than the economic future for now. We need to get through the political agreements and understanding about what's going to happen with the refinancing, the rollover come March 20th for Greece, and also the other countries that are going through some economic pressure. But as we get out of the season, which will probably transition over to the economic realities and the longer term success, the solutions that we're going to come up with. But for now, the politics are extremely important, and it will make our markets more volatile.
So, Dodge, do you think there could be, downside risk as well to equities? Because the bigger concern and the disappointment really on the street is the implementation of the EU bailout and how things are going to go about there.
Yes, there is the possibility of a much more serious pullback, but for that to occur, the market is going to have to concede that the solution for Greece is not going to be favorable for the rest of the world. And right now, that solution, what we may see is some kind of default, perhaps within the Eurozone rather than having Greece leave. And that would be viewed more favorably than the economic reality of the default. And so if there was a solution for Greece to declare a default and for it to be handled within the Eurozone, from a market point of view, that would be viewed as positive, and so therefore the pullback that would cause would more likely be viewed as a buying opportunity.